For today, the Nasdaq tapped in higher territory. Levels from yesterday, almost an equal movement right now. We're heading down to the New York stock market opening in about 15 minutes from now. So looks pretty interesting if you ask me. Compare this higher territory with yesterday. We see an equal movement, 15-minute time from higher territory, low step, but also right here yesterday, and then bounce it off to higher territory, roll it over, and we see an equal scenario happening right now. A pretty good location of the fellow high, maximum level, and fellow low. 15-minute time frame, scaling down to the lower time frame footprint. Zooming that a little bit in, we do have a large territory right here, almost 800 to 1,000 ticks in lower territory. Zooming this a little bit in to get an idea on how price behaves. We can see pretty positive delta during that push higher, and then we see it rolling over into negative delta. So if we're zooming in, there's a high potential that price during the opening will move a bit higher to test this higher ground right here to finally roll over, or we're going to see a hard continuation, so that it can be a sharp move up and then down. If the delta rolls through, we do have a great liquidation into price, and then we do have, like I said, large room to fulfill in lower territory right here. If you're moving the absolutely T, you can see 600 ticks from this range, so it's now a waiting game to see how this will fulfill. If you're zooming into this right here, you can see lots of imbalances left behind right here, then balance price and roll it over. Let's see. So we can clearly see that the delta rolled through, liquidated to the upside during the stock market, New York stock market opening, then liquidated to the upside, and then rolling over into the delta from pretty positive to negative, which is a clean roll over into the delta. Also liquidation to the upside, fillet of institutional limit orders, which I explained it in my book as well, institutional intent. Then roll it through and move it hard to the downside. Absolutely beautiful movement. We target max level, which is the lows right here, that act like a support, you know. On top of that, you can also see there is limit orders waiting here as well into these lows. There's high probability that price probably will move lower. If you zoom that out, like I have explained it, we have lower territory to fulfill, but max level is in first and proper first target. Like I said, that is 300 plus 350 ticks TP, which is an absolutely first great target. So let's see. So there we go. As we speak, beautiful price action right here. Beautiful order flow. From entry till exit, 320 ticks in total. So from the 9:30 into the 10 a.m. movement, and probably this is going to be a very quick trade as we speak. 30 contracts, of course, divided to multiple accounts. With that I mean copy through multiple portfolios, which makes the trades even greater, you know. On the footprint chart, you can also see clearly that the delta is building up, large delta numbers, which means sellers are very aggressive after the fill of the institutional order grab of the resting orders, which have been fulfilled at the tops into that imbalances from yesterday, equal movement, and then rolling through, you know. So probably a matter of minutes right now. This is, by the way, the 5-minute time frame. Of course, execution are being taken on the 1 minute to 3 minutes. But this is also a clear rollover on the higher time frames. 5 minute right here. Also pretty negative delta. Let's move to back to the 5 minute again to give it the bigger overview. You can also see a little tiny pullback also in the delta wise. It just confirms a pullback into the 10 a.m. which opened up in 4 minutes. The 10 a.m. The 10 a.m. rollover into the lows. So that's also a thing that you see, that just this candle that we saw happening right there, but just a tiny pullback in price. So there is nothing to worry about, because the intent, institutional intent, is already set the tone into the opening, into the liquidation, into price, you know. So that's a thing you should always keep in consideration. Don't be scary of one little tiny green candle or red candle. If you are on the right side of the market, you should be totally fine. And this is also the thing which I explain it in my book in depth, in almost 300 pages, Institutional Intent, on how and where the intent is moving in and where the volume injections are happening, you know. So that's a thing that you keep in mind always. 3 minutes from into the 10 a.m. candle opening, and then probably that's gonna be a hard continuation into price, because the intent is already happening right there. Liquidated to the upside, roll it over into the delta, from buying into selling. So there we go. As we speak, beautiful, beautiful intent, beautiful institutional intent. Moving into max level. Much aggression on the footprint as well. You see really, really much aggression. Large delta cluster as well. Huge volume is entering the market. 50k, 5,000 in delta on the 1 minute time frame. So that could indicate even a very deeper move to fulfill the entire price range, you know. So there we go. Few seconds before the 10 a.m. Let's go.
Order filled.
And there we go. Order, fill it. TP taking, absolutely beautiful trade. As we speak, 10 a.m. exactly at the 10 a.m. So this market is based on an algorithm, and this is exactly like I discussed in my book, Institutional Intent. A must read. On to the next trade. Peace out.